ahead and get started here, okay? Let's do some twisting punches. And coming into overhead push-pulls, pushing up, pulling all the way down, squeezing the back. Want to squeeze that back as we come down. Same thing, pushing out in front, going down and back, moving through this, just warming up those muscles, feeling the squeeze every time. Good, let's come into some butt kicks. Nice and warmed up. Let's come into those one leg swings, okay? So we're gonna plant one foot down. We're gonna kind of swing in front. When you're ready, you can swing back behind. Kind of loosey-goosey, just opening up the hip. All right, go ahead and switch. Switching if you haven't yet. All right, good. Let's come in and into some windmills now. Opening up, and around. All right, let's come into some front kicks. Go ahead and stay with that same leg. Bend that knee up and kicking straight out. Gonna feel that hamstring kind of stretch. Loosen up, warm up, go ahead and switch. Also going to work that balance here. Having something to focus on the wall, the floor is going to help you balance. All right, good. And let's come into some good mornings here, okay? Pinching those hips back, like we're going to touch the wall with our butt. We're squeezing those hips forward, nice straight back, okay? Send those hips back and squeezing forward. Squeezing the hamstrings and glutes. Stand up. Go ahead and go one more. Good. Hey, we're going to start off this morning with straight leg deadlifts, okay? So we've been practicing normal deadlift where we come down, right? We send those hips back, nice hip hinge, nice straight back. We send those hips down, or hips back. Then about halfway down, we bend those knees, right? And then we come down, squeeze up. Now we're gonna try working now what I was kind of doing with you guys before, is a straight leg deadlift, okay? So legs stay straight, just as it says. So you're not gonna be able to come down all the way most likely unless you have really good hamstring mobility. So you're gonna send those hips back, okay? Coming down, straight legs. You want to come down to a point before your back starts to curve. We do not want curve in the back, okay? So about the shoulders nice and pinned. So this is about my stopping point here, and then we're just squeezing up, okay? Really gonna pinpoint those hamstrings and glutes. Ready? 8 to 12 repetitions. Those hips back and squeezing. Almost a little bit of a stretch on the way down, but we never want to lose that engagement. Straight back. Good. Good hip hinge still. Renee, I'm going to have you try to straighten out your back a little bit. Straighten curve. Yep. You want to pin those shoulder blades back, so maybe not going down as hard either. Good. Much better. Yep, much better. Yep. Once you hit your 8 to 10, go ahead and break. All right, next we're gonna do flies, upright flies, so we're working between your shoulders. So you might want a little bit lighter with this next one.
I'm gonna try 7.
Okay. So coming into a fly, right? So coming into that row position, those hips are hinged back, always squeezing those glutes. We're just coming out and wide, trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. A little bit of a bend in that elbow is good. We want to try to come in line with our shoulders. Sometimes when we get too heavy, we kind of tend to come back behind us. We want to try to come out with those shoulders. Okay. Breathing. Good, ladies. Squeeze the shoulders still like you have a pencil. You want to try to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blade and your spine. Probably want that same weight, your lighter weight with this next one. Taking a breath. You're gonna do lateral raises out to the side. Hitting our shoulders, right? So making sure we do have a bend. I know I was kind of teaching this before with nice straight arms. We want to have a bend, okay? So we still want to come, elbows fly out with our shoulder height here. And we're gonna have a little bit of a bend with that weight, okay? Coming down. We never want our weight to be above our shoulders. We never want to end like so. I'm gonna end here, okay? 8 to 12 when you're ready. If you have a little bit heavier than you'd like, just go for your 8 reps. If you have a little bit lighter than you'd like, go for the 12. Nice and controlled. Shoulder burning. Good. Okay, taking a breath. We're gonna work on a front lunge next. If you want 1 weight, 2 weights, no weight, doesn't matter. Okay. Front lunge. Okay, so planting 1 foot back, deciding what foot we want to start with, 8 to 12. Go ahead and stay with the same. We don't want to flip back and forth out with balance. Okay, stepping forward, making sure we step wide enough, right? We don't want to step small enough so now our knees kind of driving over here. We're going to have a nice wide step, dropping this back knee down. We're stepping back, okay?
Oh, okay.
Forward. Nice, strong core. Want to be able to see what's in front of us. You don't want to lean forward like so. Just want to drop that back knee down. When you're ready, you can switch your sides when you hit your number here. Good. Nice lunges, ladies. Always engaging the core still. Almost done. Good finish. Gonna take a breath for a second and then come into hammer curls, working our biceps. Probably want your little bit heavier weight, I'm assuming. All right, hammer curls. Palms are facing in, elbows are still stationary, right? Coming up to our shoulders. A little bit of resistance on that way down. Watching that swing in our hips or low back or elbows. We don't want to be swinging up like this. Elbows are nice and stationary. Core is engaged. a little bit of grip strength with this, forearm strength, as well as arms. That's biceps and triceps a little bit. Okay, good. This next one we're going to need a chair, okay? So grabbing a chair, or if you're at home, you can do the couch, anything like that, all right? Coming to our chair here, we're going to be working on dips, back to the arms. These are fun, okay? So you can make this one easier, harder. That's the nice thing about this. So we're trying to come here, placing your hands wherever it kind of feels comfortable, just depending on your wrists. But ideally kind of on the side here. That way your hands can kind of fall through. Okay, a couple different ways we can do this. First way, we have those knees bent, and we can use our legs a little bit to help us up. Okay, so we're just dropping those elbows, come back, dropping those hips down, squeezing up. We want to really squeeze through our arms here is the idea. You don't want to be flying through. If you're doing this, I know this is just a leg exercise, okay? Or a glute exercise. We really want to drop those elbows back, pressing through, okay? So a little bit more difficult, and I have straight legs coming down, squeezing up, okay? All right, shake up my shoulders for a second. 8 to 12 when you're ready, go for it. And maybe you're doing really good ones, you can only get 5. That's where I had to start, and that's where some days I have to still do that. Okay. Breathing through, pressing through, in the backs of those arms, burning. Ooh. Knowing your limits is always good. Nice work, ladies. Okay. Now we're gonna come to the floor. Good old push-ups. All right, option to drop to your knees if you want to, as long as you're still holding that good plank. So if you want to drop to the knees, I first suggest coming into a normal push-up position and dropping the knees straight down. Okay. All right, when you're ready, 8 to 12. Breathing. Pressing through those fingertips. You're feeling some wrist pain. You're starting, these hips are over the knees. We do not want to start like that. We want to always be holding that plank. We're just literally dropping the hips down, dropping the chest down here. This is what I'll show you what you want. So we're coming here, coming back over the hips. Here, coming back and forth like this.
Yeah.
We just want to extend, always holding that plank. Okay? So this is kind of a 2-in-1 thing because we want to have a nice strong core. Okay. Keep working on it. Okay. Last thing. We are going to shake out the wrists here, because I guess not the wrists, but the arms and abs, because we're going to go into an elbow plank. Finish off the set. Goal is 30 seconds. Taking a breath, starting here in 3, 2, 1. Option to also drop to the knees if you need to. Rather you drop to the knees than give up totally. Great. You're halfway there. Keep breathing. Strong core in the front, wrap your arms to the low back. Where our hips at, finish off. Good, and break. Woo! I am shaky already.
Oh,
Yeah, those last three were kind of rough, especially in the upper body. Taking a breath here, walking in place, taking a drink, whatever you want to do. Start off with those straight leg deadlifts, deciding what weight you want to do. Or maybe you want to move through this one without any weight and just really feel that hamstring squeeze. Up to you.
no straight, no knee bend, right?
Exactly. Perfect. Yep, but
Do you
nice straight
widen
back.
do you put your legs wider or? Is it
I usually
easier?
have just a little bit wider than hip width apart typically. You don't want to
Okay.
go overly wide. But just,
Okay.
don't want to be super narrow. Just a little bit wider than hip width apart
All right.
typically. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, when you're ready, 8 to 12, nice straight legs, nice straight back. This is very much like a good morning, right? Where we start off in our warm up. And then we have a little bit of weight down below us now. Good, send those hips back and sending them forward. Feel those hamstrings. Woo, baby. Do what you can here, breathing. Alright, when you're finished, take a breath, shake out those legs. Deciding what weight you want to do with our flies here, upright flies. Arcing our back. Okay, when you're ready, coming into that row position here. Just like that, bend in the elbow, coming out, shoulder height, we're squeezing the shoulder blades together here. A little resistance on that way down. Where's our neck at? Sometimes we feel neck tension, our neck likes to take over. Making sure you squeeze in between those shoulders. Nice work.
How many were we supposed to do?
8 to 12 still. Myself is about 10. Giving those shoulders a second here, and then we're going to do the lateral raises now. All right, slight bend in the elbow. When you're ready, coming out to the side. Elbows in line with those shoulders. We never want the weight to be higher than our elbows or shoulders. Might go a little bit higher than our shoulders, but never higher than our elbow. Watching that back swing too. Never want to get those hips involved. We don't want to swing a lot when we're doing those. All right. Decide what we want for front lunges next. All right, when you're ready. Nice strong core, stepping out a little bit wider. Dropping that back knee down. We don't want the back knee to bounce off the floor. We want to try to get close to the floor, ideally. to one side, take a rest if you need it. Go ahead and switch. You can do it, finish strong, okay, ladies, keep breathing. Drop those weights. Gonna try to take about at least a 20-second breath here. Okay, we have hammer curls here next. Deciding what weight you want to do with that. All right, hammer curls when you're ready. Go ahead and flip those hands, Brenda. And do hammer curls. Perfect.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Again, we're watching, making sure we're not coming into this. Use those hips and back. Not swinging those shoulders. Just using those arms. Good.
That's
Our
the
last-
chair. Oh, good.
Yeah. Gonna hit those, that upper body here, dips. Okay. Like I said before, maybe just trying to get a goal of 5 really good ones. That's perfect. You don't necessarily need to get the 8 to 12 of these here. Okay? When you're ready. Use those arms. If you're coming up quick, I know that we're not really using our arms. Nice straight arms, gonna engage those triceps. So and nice and straight. Those arms, we're done. Good job.
Why did you do more than I did first?
All right, push-ups. Yay! All right, working either from your knees or toes, whatever you gotta do here. 8 to 12 if you can. Breathe in. I'm not dropping those hips down with it now. There we go. Dropping those hips a little bit more if you can. There we go. So if you want to work through those, again, maybe cut the number in half. Really try to press through. Take your time.
Okay. And press your hips. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We don't want to get to the point where we're just
Doing like
an up
that.
body.
Okay.
Want
So
to
you
drop those hips
that.
down.
Okay.
And then you come straight up.
Straight up. Yes.
All
You
right,
never
See,
want to end.
I'm always doing that, sticking my butt out.
Right. Right.
Okay.
It takes time.
Concentrate on the butt. Go
Yep,
down.
so maybe
Okay.
you both need to just like cut the number in half. Really feeling through. I'd rather you do the correct form
Right.
and just
Okay.
work with that. Even if it's 2, I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, I got
This
it.
whole thing. Work your way up from there. Okay. Coming to a plank. Finish with here. From last exercise, last 30 seconds. Ready? And here we go. 30 seconds. Ending strong here, ladies. Finding that happy place. It's gonna feel so good when you're done. Nice strong core here. One of the best core exercises you can do. Good, I like our planks. We have nice even hips. Butts aren't creeping up. Good job. Almost done. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Holy moly. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I'm struggling today. That was good.
It was good, but it was hard.
good.
It was.
It was very good.
Alright, Renee, I know you have to go,
Yeah, I
but
gotta go. I
when
put
you,
a septic container just right back here.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you guys want, if there's still some juice in that other disposable one, go ahead and just grab the paper towel and try to use that up.
Okay.
I know I'm kind of being, but I'm trying to
Well,
use
I
it
do it at
all.
home.
That stuff is like gold right now.
We do that at work.
Do you? Okay.
We do it at work.
Normally I would just throw it away, but now I'm
Oh,
like,
I don't. I
No, we
always
did it at the very beginning. we
Yeah.
did, Because we
Yeah.
couldn't find it,
Right.
so we were really.
yeah. I've been very fortunate. I've had several people that have brought stuff in now. They've been able to find
So
some.
using.
So they got me some, so it's nice.
Everybody have a good week.
You too. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and do some stretching, some cool down stuff. And we're just do a forward fold, reach for those toes. How about my shins right now? Trying to just release those hamstrings from those straight leg deadlifts. Started off with. Maybe trying to reach just a little bit further here and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Good. Let's come to figure 4. So crossing over. Coming up. Again, we can make this harder, right? If we're kind of sinking into our shoulders, kind of a rounding back. Just trying to bring the shoulders away from our ears and a nice straight back. And coming forward with a nice straight back. Feel that pull a little bit extra. Then what I want us to do from here is to try to be nice and slow. We're going to try to bring the foot that's crossed over, trying to bring that foot down. And feel different stretch in that hip, hopefully. Good, and bringing it back up. And we'll switch. Alright, same thing. Coming to that first figure 4, feeling that hip stretch, adjusting whatever you need to adjust, whether it's your back, shoulders. Couple breaths here, releasing what feels tight. If you're really holding onto that hip, try to actively release what's tight. Nice and slow, we're gonna drop that foot down. Good, feel that hip stretch. Awesome, coming back up and release. All right, let's come to just a wide forward fold now. Legs are nice and wide, reaching for the middle first.
I have been working on getting my legs to go wider, and you think I can do that? That is the furthest I can go.
Right, and that's okay, just keep working with it, you know.
And it's just like,
I would maybe at this point just working on trying to see how wide you can go with straight legs, and maybe your hands just fall right at your knees or wherever they fall, and maybe you feel that stretch still, and just just work.
I still.
Well, then that's what you need to do.
Right
Yep,
there.
yep.
It's just that I
Just keep
can't
working
get
with
any
it.
wider.
Yep, keep working with it. Okay, you're gonna come out of that. Now let's come to a runner's lunge. One of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite stretches, but I like this one because it's a combo. So we're gonna hit front of the hip flexor first. So coming to that low lunge here. So first thing, we want to try to open out wide. We want to try to fight that. So I'm going to bring my right hip back, push my left hip forward, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core like someone's going to punch me, and coming forward, feel the stretch in the front of that leg of the knee that's down. And really try to drop it just a little bit more. Then we're going to send those hips back. Nice straight leg. So first what I want us to do is coast and point out here. So we're going to feel stretch in the calf all the way down the hamstring. And then what I want us to do, we might have to come forward a little bit, maybe a slight bend in your knee. Then we're going to try to bring the feet down to the floor and feel it front ankle stretch. ready, again. I'm gonna try to push my right hip forward now. Bring my left leg out, left hip back. Trying to pull that hip towards the floor here. Squeezing those glutes and hamstrings, you'll feel it more. And then first, I'm gonna come into just that hamstring and calf stretch. The toes are gonna point up here. Hips are over, kind of almost over that one ankle. Then we're gonna switch and try to bring those toes to the floor. Ideally, we would like to work to a place where we can have our leg completely straight, but most of us aren't gonna be able to do that. Woo, feeling a cramp on the top of my foot. It's an interesting feeling. All right, coming out. Ooh, that's good. Never felt that before. Okay, awesome. Let's come to just seated. Do a couple bit of upper body, and I'll let you guys go. Let's do arm crossover first. Pulling that shoulder away from our spine, dropping that ear away from our shoulder away from our ear. Then with that same side, let's reach up and over our side, seated side stretch, feeling that low back. And then with that same hand, we're gonna come up, doing one arm windmills, nice and slow. Try to keep those shoulders nice and square. We don't want to try to twist a lot. If we can help, can't help it. Good, let's go ahead and switch. So same thing, we do the arm crossover first. That other side, feeling that stretch. Then we're gonna reach up and over, seated side stretch. And then one arm windmills. Try to keep those shoulders nice and square. Good, then go ahead and end your last one. Let's just roll the shoulders up to the ears and release down. Couple breaths. Okay, that's where we will end.